Someone's going off back there. Oh no.
Is someone?
I have
Was
been
that a car
recording.
horn?
Yeah. No, this thing it was recording the wrong input for the desktop, so it was the last like 10 minutes is just me talking to myself. God damn it.
We'll put that edit in a bloopers track.
Of just me talking for 10 minutes and having a conversation with no one.
Exactly. Exactly. Damn. Should we recap? Should we recap?
Oh man! All right, so Jim.
No, it's too late. We can't do it.
It's not going to be organic enough. God damn it, off, you dumb son of a bitch.
Oh well.
Yeah, I don't really come up. There's like.
Shouts out to Fahad. He really knows where it's at.
Yeah, Fahad.
Our sponsor, www.fahad.https /github.com/fzxt. Like his repos. He's a good guy.
Star.
He's a good man. He's gonna live in San Francisco someday.
Tomorrow,
I hope.
Maybe even.
Possibly.
Or right now, we don't know. We don't know.
He might just.
To this. It could be in the future.
He might.
It could be there right now. We don't know that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he could be listening to this while he's in San Francisco, while he's in the plane over to San Francisco, most like.
Depending when I pop this amazing podcast out.
Drop this hot track.
Drop this hot track that I know everyone's holding their breath for, and I know
everyone wants it.
Everyone wants it. They want in.
Sponsors, hit us up.
This podcast is sponsored to you by cheap beer, because frat boys need to get drunk too.
Are you drinking PBR?
I'm drinking my PBR, finishing it up.
Okay. Finishing. Oh yeah, the 2-4 that I got that one time.
Yeah. I still got it.
Still got it.
I was thinking about making White Russians, and then I realized I didn't have any vodka, but it had rum, so I tried mixing rum and almond milk, and that does not taste good.
I still have most of the Kahlua left. I barely put in Kahlua.
Yeah, you put in a lot of vodka.
Put in a lot of vodka, and then milk.
In case anyone's wondering how you make Brown Russian, it's 1 part Kahlua and 5 parts vodka.
Was it 5 parts? Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was a lot of vodka. Some might say
I was like,
vodka.
Yeah, I would say I think too much. I was the dude. I became the dude, and then I became Larry Bird.
our Lord and Savior Larry Bird. If you're listening to this, Larry Bird, we changed your name while we win beer pong. So thank you.
I hope that reached you.
Yeah, on a spiritual level. I hope that reached you on a spiritual
level. He could feel the beer pong win. We did really bad, and then we all of a sudden
so
won.
Bad. Yeah.
It was trash. That seems to be how it goes.
Yeah.
Usually.
Like I played 10 games of HOTS today. That's Heroes of the Storm. And they all all the ones that I won, we all started off really bad, and then we just steamrolled in the end. And when the games that we started off really good, we ended up losing. So there might be some cadence to that theory. Yeah, it was weird. It was like
great. I love that feeling.
Yeah.
Like, the underdogs.
We 3 of us died in the very beginning, and then we just kind of turned it around. It was good stuff, man.
Heroes of the Storm is like Dota.
Yeah.
Or League of Legends. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, I don't have the patience for PUBG. I tried a couple times, and man, it's like it's so nerve-wracking because you don't know who's around what corner, and there's no radar. And
yeah, it's so weird comparing. Excuse me. PUBG compared to Fortnite.
Yeah.
Fortnite is like, kind of like a happier game.
Yeah, there's a lot more like
the mechanics are exactly the same.
Yeah.
The guns are like pretty cool. They're pretty like deadly and stuff. like chasing after people is the same. Like you use vehicles, it's the same. Every mechanic is the same, but it just looks different. Where PUBG, you feel like you're in this Russian wasteland
Yeah.
and you're terrified for some reason, just because I don't know. For me, being terrified, it's because there's like so many. It's really glitchy and laggy sometimes, and then I'm like, I hope I can get maybe one kill.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't let me die with no kills. Give me a 1-to-1 at least
Yeah,
ratio.
please grant me one single kill. Jesus, Larry Bird.
Larry Bird, give me strength. And sometimes you'll luck out. Like sometimes you'll drop by a gun and then pick it up, and then there'll be someone who drops right beside you, and then you can kill them. And then you're like, good, I'm done, I'm set. Because I remember my first game, I had no idea what I was doing, so I got into a car and I was driving around, and then out of nowhere I just got sniped, and that was it. That was the game. It took me out of the game. And I was like,
Yeah,
what the fuck? So now I gotta find a new game.
it kind of sucks. Like the only thing, sometimes I'll either play and then run across a lot of people and maybe run the other way and like try and snipe them from afar. But then most games it's just me alone in a house, and I'm like, I'm paranoid that I'm hearing footsteps, and I turn the volume up to max because I think I heard someone like in a bush outside.
Man, have you ever played horror games in VR?
No.
Like
Oh
that's
god.
like next level terrifying because like it feels so like it feels a lot realer than you think it would feel. Like when I first started playing VR games at my friend's house, I honestly didn't think I would get that immersed into it. But we played this game where you're on a ledge and you have
That's
to walk
awesome.
in a straight line, and I literally couldn't step off of that line because I was actually afraid that I would fall down. It was pretty realistic. It was nice.
Yeah, the like your perception of like where you are. What was it like? What was the game like?
It was just you're
Kind of
walking
like,
from one point to the other, like that was that one game. But the
was
horror
it just
games are
contained in like a small room kind
yeah
of,
yeah like
or
you're just what like this was just to test out how you feel about the VR games, right?
that's cool.
Yeah.
I remember seeing a video of somebody playing some spy game, and there's like a vent opening on the ground, and he tries to peek into the vent, and
Oh yeah
then and then in real life his head just hits
yeah
the
it's the
floor.
floor.
Like, oh yeah, like I would completely think that.
Yeah.
I would fall for that joke every single time.
Yeah. Because you're
It's
there,
cool.
you're like in that world, right? Like you're not, you have no self awareness about about the world you're actually in.
Yeah.
It's crazy. There
I
was
can't wait for that.
there
I
was a
can't wait
Rick
for
and
like
Morty
VR
game too
arcades.
released. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I heard about that. I remember seeing the ads for it, and I thought it looked awesome. Like the get out of my tree world.
Yeah. There was one that was just like voiced by them, but there was I think there's an actual Rick and Morty VR game that's been released.
Oh yeah. He started a whole like VR game studio.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah, what was it called? Company Squanch Tendo.
That's pretty funny.
Like that's the business name. Yeah, the accounting game where it's supposed to be like job simulator, but then it takes like a cool turn.
Job Simulator is
It's like,
surprisingly fun.
yeah,
Yeah.
I have not played any VR beyond like Google Glass and like Google VR Cardboard.
Yeah. Just the cardboard.
I've only done that. It was cool. It was like, it's a cheap setup that feels cheap, and when you're using it, you're like, this is a gimmick. But I'm sure HTC Vive and the Oculus are amazing.
Yeah, my buddy had to get a new graphics card for his VR headset just because of how.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's too expensive right now.
Yeah, like just because you have to get the graphics card, you have to have the space, right? Like
Yeah,
the play area. And
big does that have to be generally? Like 10 by 10
Like
room
you
or
could
something?
get away with like a 5 by 5 room, but it would be a lot better if it was like a 10 by 10 space.
Yeah.
Like he has a big unfinished basement, so it's perfect for him, right? Where you
Hmm.
can just walk around and there's no walls or anything. But if you're in like a living
That's
room
cool.
with a table and stuff, it's just right now it's kind of an inconvenience, but
Yeah. Yeah. Like the headset is 500 maybe,
yeah, 5 to 7 or something like
and
that.
then getting the graphics card, that's another 7, so 1200 for VR pretty
Yep,
much. That's crazy. It's too much.
it's too much. But like,
Start arcades.
yeah, realistically, I think there are a couple places that have like rooms set up where you can just play around in VR.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I would pay for, I don't know. I guess that's not exactly the same as like playing some adventure game in your basement at like 1 a.m.
Yeah.
and you're just in your boxers like eating chips. You're like, this is the best game ever.
This is the this is a good investment for my
I
health.
love this.
I'm glad I did this to myself.
Nothing can take this experience away from me.
No one can rip
No
this out of my
damn,
arms.
no damn VR is gonna make me leave my basement. But it does feel more comfortable, especially for like playing some adventure game or something
Yeah.
when you're just in your own house. But yeah, I guess it's not. I don't know. I just don't see it being feasible
I don't think it's
over
gonna
the
become.
next couple of years.
Yeah, like I don't think it's gonna become like really popular, right? Like
Yeah,
there'll probably be a niche market for it, but I don't think it'll be as popular as like a TV or like a home computer.
yeah, that's true. It's gonna be so dope.
It's gonna
Have
be
you ever
crazy.
listened to Gabe Newell did a whole podcast with uh, what's his name, Jeff Keighley from G4 TV?
Okay.
Do you know who that is? Um, he's kind of like a spokesperson for I think game trailers for a while, so I watched a ton of his videos.
All right.
But he talked to Gabe Newell in like this back room of Valve, and it was like a storage room where there was just like extra computer parts or like boxes lying around, and they just sat around talking for VR for about an hour, and he was just saying what Valve was doing and what he was interested in and all the cool stuff that they're experimenting with. And it's like he was obsessed with this aspect called like the tiny people syndrome, where like you put on this VR headset and then for whatever reason seeing really tiny people moving around and like getting to their level and like looking at them was just really interesting, and like you feel really strange. I don't know how to describe that.
So I think there's like two games that are similar to that in that you can play in VR. That
I was thinking like board games would be sick,
oh
like
yeah,
moving board games.
yeah.
But what were you gonna say?
There's like a game you can play that has multiplayers in VR where you can face
Yeah.
someone who's like on the computer and they move around as like one of the tiny people and there's like hundreds of tiny people and you have to like find that one person before they get to
Oh,
the
that's
destination.
awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Like, and there's one where you can play like with 4 different people, all controlling the character. It's actually pretty fun. Like,
That's so cool.
yeah,
That's kind of like spot the difference, or not,
yeah.
like find the person kind of thing.
Like, did you play? I think when the first Assassin's Creed had their multiplayer, it was similar to that, where you had to blend in.
Yeah,
With
okay.
yeah.
Kind of like there was a game called Spy or The Spy for on Steam. That was like you're on this cruise ship and you're trying to find the other people who are spies in the game.
Yeah.
It's similar to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's similar to like Assassin's Creed. That's so cool.
Yeah. Like,
I'd buy that.
I really hope that like VR rooms become a thing. Like back in the 70s and 80s, people had just stereo rooms where they had just music in one room. Like I hope that VR rooms become a thing. Where we just have like a room just for VR.
Have you seen the trailer for Ready Player One?
No, I actually haven't. Like that's the Steven Spielberg gaming movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's his like VR movie
Oh, okay.
where like VR's involved, but it's cool. Like looking at it, it's like this is. There's an aspect where it's like this is horrible. This is going to ruin society. No one's going to go into nature anymore. They're all just going to stay in their rooms. But then the where they go, like the oasis, is like just being able to do stuff, and it's like PlayStation Home, but
But in
with
VR.
your body. Yeah, it's cool. It looks interesting.
I'll probably watch it, but
Yeah, I'd definitely go see it. Nothing's gonna hold me back from that.
so segue movie.
Oh yeah,
Topic of the podcast today. A movie you've seen, but I haven't seen, and probably will not see
Justice
for a while.
League.
Justice League.
It was all right. Yeah, like walking out of it, I was like, "This is really good. That was a great movie." And then thinking about it more, like, I didn't understand any of that.
Hold on, before we get into it, I'm gonna make myself, or I'm gonna pour myself another drink. So we'll take a tiny, tiny break, and we'll be right back.
Okay, snap. I'll try and think of talking points.
All right. Let's get into it. Your favorite movie?
Hello.
Hello. Okay.
Okay, and back.
Yep. We're back.
Okay.
All right. Cool. So Justice League, best movie
Yeah.
2017.
Probably Oscar contender.
Oscar contender movie. Justice
See you
League.
later. See you later, Daniel Day-Lewis. Might as well. Good thing you're retiring, because you're suck. You suck.
You're not good. You're not Larry Bird. You're
Yeah.
not the Larry Bird of acting anymore.
Daniel, go back to your house that you made in the Crucible movie with Winona Ryder.
Go back to your day job of making shoes or whatever.
Yeah.
Go back to getting shot in the face. Go back
Yeah.
to vampires, you dumb bitch. All right. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Isn't that sad? Daniel Day-Lewis is retiring. I was like, damn.
But I mean, hasn't he been retiring for the last like 3 movies, and then he just comes back for a movie, and then he retires again, and then he comes back for another movie?
Kind of. Like he hasn't ever said anything explicitly. He just would take a break for like 5 years or something. It's
Okay.
it's gotten longer as like time has gone on.
Right.
But yeah. But then he would come back and it would be for something amazing. And like he started working with Paul Thomas Anderson, which he directed like There Will Be Blood. And he's directing his newest Phantom Thread that has like Daniel Day-Lewis as this fashion guy. I don't really know much about it actually.
So we're just
But
listing
it's gonna be his last movie.
we're listing his movies
apparently.
in terms of how good they are compared to Justice League, which
Yeah.
they're all trash.
They're 0 out of 10.
0 out of 10.
0 out of Justice League.
To the best movie on earth that came out last Friday, I think. I don't think I'll be watching it in theaters. I'll probably wait till I can get a decent legal quote unquote copy of it, and then I'll watch it.
DVD.
DV USB.
Google Play Store. Rental. Yeah. Not gonna purchase it.
iTunes. Rent it on YouTube.
Apple Pay.
Yeah. The good stuff.
So, it was good.
Like, yeah.
It was like it's gotten a lot of like what's its Rotten Tomato score? Like 10?
Yeah.
Or, no, it's like 50 or something.
Yeah.
I don't think it deserved that. I don't know. Like the writing fell flat the whole movie. For most of the movie, like you could see where Joss Whedon stepped in and like took over for Zack Snyder, which does suck. Like I guess he was definitely going through a lot while making that movie.
Yeah.
But like certain scenes, Wonder Woman goes up to Cyborg and she's like, Cyborg is currently like feeling bad about his situation. He's like, I don't know what to do. I'm not myself anymore. And Wonder Woman comes up and talks about Steve. She's like, I lost someone once before too. And maybe I think Cyborg was sad about his mom, but she was like, I lost someone once before too, and you just have to like push through it. And it was just a trope of a line that's been said hundreds of times already. And what else? There was like the scene where the Flash went to the prison to see his dad. Barry went to prison to see his dad, and they put their hands on the glass and they do that whole, I don't know.
Classic in jail, not in jail thing.
Yeah, it was just like it seemed like something they just tried to shove out in as little time as possible.
It was supposed to be 2 movies, so they were supposed to have a little bit more space to do this, but I think like they kind of saw the death of their franchise coming in, and they were like, "Fuck it, we'll pop this out. It's out there. People can't really complain about it now."
There was like the whole build up to about how they were going to bring back Superman, and that was just like several scenes that felt so unnecessary. Like they bring him back to life using one of those boxes. I forget what they're called. Yeah, the mother boxes. They used one to bring back Superman. They went to his ship and he came back to life, but he didn't know who he was or something. They didn't really explain that. It was just like he came back to life and he was confused, and then he started attacking them.
So
okay.
So they used the mother box to bring him back to life in this?
Yeah. Spoiler alert. Do you want spoilers or not?
Yeah, spoilers are fine. I don't really care.
Okay. Spoiler alert to anybody.
In the comics, he doesn't actually die. He just goes into like a deep, like meditative death state type thing, and then he just comes back to life like a couple months later when he's needed.
Yeah, like Doomsday in the comics, I looked it up a bit. Like Doomsday kills him, and then kind of like some other Superman-esque characters come into the scene.
Yeah.
And they kind of take over his role, and then eventually I guess so many fans were just like, how could you kill Superman? And they're like, here's a money-making idea.
Psych, we didn't actually kill Superman. He's been alive the entire time.
He's been meditating.
He's not actually dead.
Deep in thought.
asleep right now. He comes back with a mullet. Check it out, everybody. He's got a mullet.
A super sleep, if you will.
Buy our
No.
comics, please.
Gross. Go to www.fahadahmad. A mod of what? You'll find out.
You'll find out.
Not music.
Not music. Comp sci.
He's not an artist. A musical artist.
Although, ask him to sing at your birthday parties, and he probably will. If you live in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Be friends with this guy. He's cool.
He won't do that.
He won't actually sing at your friend's birthday parties, but he will be there to eat food. Probably.
We should have a Fahad soundboard.
Oh yeah. We should just have him say reported, and then we could just play it.
Yeah. Have like a recording of him saying trash.
Yeah,
trash.
Before you leave, Fahad, we need you recording your catchphrase and sending it to us. That way we can have you in as part of our podcast without actually having you in our podcast. Because if you're in here, who's gonna listen to us? No one.
Immortalized.
Yeah.
Through podcast. So Justice League. I think The Flash. I keep wanting to say The Flash, but I like Barry a lot more. Saying Barry is a lot nicer. Barry was really fun. He was a good character in the movie.
The TV show Flash?
No, is it good?
It's alright. I don't know. The first season's alright. It just
I
gets progressively
know.
worse.
What's his name's in it? Luke Skywalker. Mark.
Yeah, he's the trickster. Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill. That's cool. The trickster? I thought he was the person who like gave him his powers, kind of.
No.
Or am I completely wrong?
No. He
I'm basing this off of like the odd YouTube video.
So like the Mark Hamill used to voice the Joker in like the animated series, so he's just playing a similar character, I guess, in this. But no, like his powers are weird. There's like a
he voiced the Joker in The Killing Joke too, right?
Yeah, he did. Like the original voice of Batman and him came back together to make that movie, which is a movie I don't like.
Yeah, I've seen that movie. Out of the few that like I actually watched. I didn't think it was bad. It was kind of like an old Batman, like end of his career Batman.
I think if you don't like, someone from your perspective wouldn't find it bad because it's like it's a good movie. It's just if you know the relationship between like Bruce and Barbara, it's just so like forced in there, and it's really like it feels like a shoehorn romance, and it just doesn't feel right.
Okay.
It's like a father-daughter relation that they just kind of ruined.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yikes with a capital Y. Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah. So that's the big reason why people don't like that movie. But other than that, it was a decent movie.
I watched the animated series a bit.
Okay,
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was, going into Justice League, that was my history of any of the characters. I didn't watch Teen Titans, which some people saw, and they were like, oh, that's the guy from Teen Titans. Is it?
Cyborg?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was originally in the Teen Titans, not the Justice League.
Yeah. Okay.
Off, right? And I think they kept his storyline pretty similar. Like he was injured in some kind of accident, and then his father built something to make him a cyborg, pretty much, right?
His dad built something to bring him back to life. But in the movie, they explained that he used one of the mother boxes.
Yeah. So in some of the comics, that's the continuity, but in the original, he was just like a cyborg, built from the parts that his dad had, because he was also a scientist.
Yeah, it was weird. I found it weird that they never fully established that, or maybe I just missed something where I wasn't sure how Cyborg came to be.
Yeah,
Like there was
they
just I thought his dad built something,
yeah.
or then they said the mother box was involved, and I was like, how would he use that? Did he use like he said that could be used for unlimited power? Did he use it to like power his tools, or I don't know. Maybe I did miss something because I feel like
Did
that's a
you watch
huge plot.
Batman vs Superman? I think they kind of like for like 1 second they had a picture from like they had a video of the mother box, and then they in the next second it was just kind of attaching itself to Victor, and that was pretty much how they justified creating him.
Okay.
Yeah,
So maybe he has like the electricity from that box
yeah.
powering him. Okay.
It's just really
That makes
confusing.
sense.
Like the mother boxes are kind of the do all things in the DCU, right? Like they can teleport, they can communicate, they can do a bunch of other crap.
Okay, so they're like the Infinity Stones of DC,
Yeah,
kind of.
kind of. Yeah, they're used by the bad guy to do a bunch of bad evil stuff.
That's yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, yeah, they're one of those things, you know.
Comparing it to Marvel as well, it was like yeah, they seem to just rush this whole idea of
Yeah,
like we need the Avengers. We got to make money right now. We got to make our Avengers and push it out as fast as possible, but like Marvel built up the hype. They did it the right way where you start off with Iron Man and you're just testing the waters to see who likes this stuff. And then you go all out
like how many movies did they have
10
before
years
they
later or
actually had the
something.
Avengers?
I think it was Iron Man 1. Would at the end of 1 is that when Nick Fury shows up?
So they had Iron Man, the Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America, and then they had the Avengers.
Yeah.
So they had
Incredible
5
Hulk was
movies.
like unrelated.
Yeah, like it's set in the same universe but with a different actor.
Yeah.
It's still like
Ignored.
4 or 5 movies before they even started making Avengers, right? Like they
Yeah.
built it up, but they released the Avengers after everyone was kind of established in the universe.
Yeah, like how
Like this is the third movie, right? Superman, Batman vs Superman, and then Suicide Squad, and then Justice League.
with Suicide Squad, I guess like that's considered.
It's
They never
considered
mentioned it.
Yeah, but it's still in the universe, but it's not really adding anything to the universe, right?
Yeah,
So technically, I don't count it, but apparently, it's counted as part of the.
I'm surprised they didn't mention it at all in the movie. Trying to think now if they did. No, maybe they're just gonna try and like sweep that under the rug. They're
Yeah.
gonna be like, let's just
Joker.
never talk about
Who's
this.
the Joker? What? We don't know.
Meanwhile, they like reference Wonder Woman's movie 30 times or something.
Yeah.
She brings up Steve the pilot every 20 minutes in the movie.
Stupid.
It wasn't bad.
Stupid.
It was their best movie though.
That's
So
pretty sad. Like,
I want the Aquaman movie.
yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Everyone was hyped for Aquaman, even in the theater.
Did the trailer come before the movie?
For Aquaman?
Yeah.
Is there a trailer for Aquaman? There wasn't any like
All right.
there wasn't anything. It was just like Aquaman got all the laughs, other than Barry.
Yeah, see, they should have just done a Flash movie. Like that would have been so much better.
Yeah,
He
was funny as like it was funny as a comic relief though. Like I wouldn't be able to handle doing that a whole movie long would get annoying. Just like Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Tony Stark was bearable. It was refreshing to see him in like Civil War where he had to be an asshole and not make a joke or any remarks.
I didn't like him in the Iron Mans. Like he was a good Iron Man. I just didn't like they're probably my least favorite movies out of all the MCU.
Yeah?
Yeah, like I don't know. It started off the series and everything, but as movies they're just not my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
because like each of them are just bad guys, like the same as Tony with the same like with a similar power set.
Hmm. Even in, like the first movie was, I'd say the best part of the Iron Man series is probably the first 30 minutes of the first movie where
Yeah,
he's trapped and he had to make that suit.
yeah, where he had to be like an actual genius as opposed to bullshitting
Yeah.
around. Yeah,
As opposed to having like this computer to give him answers.
yeah, exactly.
That was really cool. But like that feeling got kind of lost when they introduced like two other Iron Men or Iron Mans
Yeah,
later in the movie.
and then he completely loses his like uniqueness because
Yeah.
his sidekick is the exact same hero as he is. Like
Yeah.
it's just someone with better equipment. Like I don't
It doesn't carry over that well.
know. I liked Winter Soldier probably, like Winter Soldier and Civil War.
Civil War was really good.
Yeah,
Thor was really good.
Thor Ragnarok is probably like my top favorite for
Yeah.
sure. Like it was really good.
I didn't even see the first two Thor movies, and I went into it and left and was like, that was amazing.
Good movie, yeah, yeah.
I didn't get any of that, but that's how you do it well, when you don't have to constantly refer back, or you can fill people in just by how the people are acting on screen rather than in dialogue.
Like instead of every 2 minutes being like, "Hey, remember in that movie when I did this thing?"
Yeah.
It's just a natural movie that just exists within the universe without being obnoxiously in your face.
I guess it was only Wonder Woman that, or there were like a couple lines between, actually a lot of stuff with Superman.
The more you talk about this movie,
the more I talk about this movie, the more I agree with it. Tomato score. What's it at? Let's check the stacks. Oh, I bought some Bitcoin today, actually.
Too late, buddy. Too late.
I know. I bought Ethereum as well.
I bought my Bitcoin in the summer. And
Oh, good decision.
yeah. Like I bought $50 worth, and it's it's 340 right now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like I kind of regret not buying more, but at the same time, like if I bought more and it tanked, then, like,
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, we were talking about it at work as we were watching the price like move up and down.
yeah,
And it was like, it's hard to justify making those or taking those like financial risks where
yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
okay, if like I have to tell myself, like, if I'm putting like $500 into something, then I have to be willing to lose that whole $500 right now. Like, it's gone right
It's gone.
now.
It's not my money anymore. It's not my problem. Like I have a bunch of money in Ripple and Ethereum as well. And like,
Mhm.
if that money goes, then it goes. Like
Like, oh yeah, like it's not gonna bother me.
Exactly.
It's like going to the casino, but it's just over a longer period of time.
It's less fun and more terrifying.
As soon as I put money into it too, I was like, I'm gonna be obsessed with this. I'm gonna check this every single day.
Yep. I have
I
a
started-
friend that emails me in the morning. All the prices.
Oh, that's awesome, actually. If what?
It's called IFTT.
Oh yeah.
It's just like a
The little bots.
yeah, just do random shit like that.
I skimmed that site. I didn't realize what that was shortened. If then that.
Yeah. So it's just a basic switch
IFTTT.
statement, right? Like,
Yeah, that's cool. I should set up a couple bots. Bot arenas.
Broad arenas. Or just have like a web scraper. We can do that. We're in.
Yeah.
Late-
As soon as I started picking up C#, I was like,
Yeah,
I can do so
yeah.
much stuff on Windows now. I should learn VB. It'd just be a god.
be an Excel god.
Excel god. Access. Yeah, you boys ever heard of Access?
The best SQL database storage system.
I made a convolutional neural network in Access.
Uses
in an access
code.
in an access form. It was the best. Did it all. Drag and drop VB statements. I hate access. I remember like trying to make a form for that. Click what kind of statement you want. Do you want an if statement? A for statement?
I think
You
we use
could
access
you
for-
could write it yourself, but I just was like, I don't know.
I don't want
I don't
to.
know any of this. I'm not gonna learn VB. What were you gonna say?
I think we used it like once when we were first learning about databases in school,
Mm-hmm.
like back in Sheridan. But honestly, it just came off as boring and uninteresting to me, so I never really bothered to learn it.
Yeah. For whatever reason, like SQL is easier.
Yeah, yeah.
I explain that. SQL command line, maybe PHP MyAdmin is like more fun to use, or you get used to it, or like Workbench too.
I feel like you have to use it a lot to like
Mhm.
get used to it.
I started at work. I was using it just command line, and everybody thought I was crazy. They were like, "What?
What are you doing?
You're you see the code? You opened up a prompt?"
Yeah, I just open up the GUI and I just see code and I see everything.
I see the
I see the
code.
GUI within the CLS. I see it all.
What does he say in the Matrix? When
Oh, it's like blondes,
I
brunettes.
see the patterns. Yeah. See it all.
That's like what like I always keep a terminal open up at work and I just write a bunch of garbage and then when someone walks in at work I'm like, yes, I am doing work.
Yeah.
I'm scripts. I do work here.
I try and open like I have 3 monitors and I split all the monitors in half, like doing the Windows like
Yeah.
window splitting where you just have one on one half, one on the other. And at least 2 of those are terminals. One of them is VS Code.
Yep.
And then the other one's like Firefox with Always Sunny compilations.
That's the monitor facing away from everyone.
I'm right in the middle of it though, so sometimes I just make it a really tiny window that's only on the video. Because I used to watch the H3 podcast on there.
Oh god, I can't I can't listen to them.
Yeah.
4 hours? That's a lot.
I listen to it as like white noise, but like they make it so you have to watch the video too.
You can't just listen to the audio and then like
And the video is them watching other YouTube. God. Okay, like I guess it is like a live version of what their show is or what their YouTube channel is.
It's kind of like a vlog that like an hour long, like a 3-hour long vlog of them just talking about stuff.
Yeah.
Unless they have a guest on, in which case it's decent. But I can't watch them with just like Ethan talking about random shit for like 3 hours.
Yeah. They should split it into like if they took their podcast, played it live for whoever wants to see it, have the full live one, and then after the fact, just take out all the good stories or all the nice like juicy bits. Then have those as videos, and then I'd watch those. I'd be like, "Oh, this one's only 12 minutes long. I'll watch that."
There are channels. I think it's called H3 Podcast Highlights, or just
Yeah.
highlights. And I just
Those ones like they leave out a lot though, don't they?
do, yeah. But like, if you just want to watch the memes and the goofs and the gaffs,
I just want the memes, the meat, the meme meat. I've been vibing to "I'm Han Solo," the song from Connect Dance.
Haven't heard it yet.
Oh, I put it up in the Slack chat. It's I'll put it. We should make this our outro music. I'll just put it in the chat there. It's great.
Oh, yeah, it's in the podcast.
It's like 20 seconds of it is intro.
Can we legally play this? We can legally play this. It's fine.
I think so. 30 seconds, maybe. Star Wars may sue. I think Star Wars is a bit litigious.
Yeah, they're pretty like. I've heard them and Nintendo are probably the two most strict things about putting up their shit on YouTube without permission.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, this is on YouTube, so that means they threw this song out there and they didn't care about it. This is their Suicide Squad.
this is their Connect dancing. Yeah. Jesus.
The prequels have a following now, but
the problem is the prequels have a following within the meme community. Like, they're just memes. They're just never-ending stream of memes.
it's great.
Fantastic, but it's not like I feel like they don't take the movie seriously.
No,
I
not at
don't
all.
blame them because taking those movies seriously would be a real pain in the ass. Like, I remember when I first met Rachel, I asked her if she liked Star Wars, and she said yes. And then she told me it was the prequels that she liked, and I was like, wow, really? 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 Jar Jar Binks is your favorite character? Really?
The best.
The best. The Binkinator. How can you get better than the Binks?
He's the ultimate Jedi.
He's the goat. He's our goat.
The
goat. Boys.
I think I've seen the prequels a lot more than I've seen the original trill.
The
Ridge Tridge. Did you ever see How I Met Your Mother?
Yeah.
I love how they like get together and watch the 3 Star Wars, the original trilogy, like once every year.
Yeah.
They just get together on some day and watch them.
That's a show that I can't go back to watch. Like, the ending was just so bad.
Yeah.
That I can't go back to watch episodes from like earlier in the seasons.
Here, just 1 sec. What? Yeah. I got a message saying, "Are we almost done?"
Who's that by? Oh, from Atlanta.
Yeah.
Should we
How long have we been recording?
It's been 47 minutes. We can call it a short podcast today if you want.
We can go for like another 10 or something. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, like the ending for How I Met Your Mother was just not good, and it like tainted the rest of the show for me, right? Like to the point where I just can't go back to watch it.
Yeah, like I think you watch so much of it too where you're like, oh, okay, it's almost the same jokes over and over again.
Yeah,
but
they're just not funny anymore.
It's weird though when you watch it though and you're like, oh, when you watch it for the first time, you can just binge it and still laugh because it's like tweaked a little bit, but in the end the characters are still the same. I don't know, rewatching episodes is awful, that show.
Yeah.
It's no Seinfeld. For whatever reason.
Seinfeld or Friends. Like, Friends I can probably go back and watch a lot. That 70s Show is another example of that. Like, you can just go back and watch those.
I can't pinpoint, like, what made Seinfeld jokes.
Like, timeless.
Like,
those jokes are timeless. Because, like, they're like
no matter what
situation
you're in, they're still very relevant and relatable to anybody. But then How I Met Your Mother's jokes were kind of like those characters at that specific time.
Yeah.
Like maybe they weren't something that you'd watch; they were just silly things that had to do with this, like what they were doing. When Marshall's dad died.
Yeah, that was just that was
Patrick Star.
Yeah.
That was rough. Ouch. Oh, Angelo's typing something.
Oh shit.
Is Angelo here? Angelo, my baby.
Angie, what's going
on? What were we talking about before How I Met Your Mother?
Star Wars.
Oh yeah. Here he is. The one. The only.
The GOAT. goat. Unmute yourself, goat.
Unmute.
Don't you dare call me the goat.
Oh no! Oh god! Oh damn!
He is the goat.
Angelo's our new chin because he shaved.
Oh yeah, 2 beards, 1 chin,
2 beards.
or 2 beards, 2 chins.
Wasn't Sammy supposed to be here?
She
Yeah.
was, but
Oh, you guys done already?
we're winding down.
Ah.
What else did we want to address real quick?
The new Marvel trailer. Oh god damn it! Holy crap!
Wait, there we go. Try that.
All you hear is.
It sounds like
Angelo. Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, it just sounded like you were outside riding a bike.
I love riding bikes in this cold air. It's fantastic.
No, I'm still trying to find. I'm still trying to find like a fucking position for this mic, because like how it is normally, it's like literally right underneath my nose, and whenever I like breathe just softly, it just goes right into it.
Yeah.
Angelo, have you seen Justice League?
Fuck no.
Okay.
Do
If
intend to
you-
watch it ever?
Nope.
Smart.
Why is it really that bad?
It's really that mediocre, I've heard.
It's
Oh.
mediocre.
I
It's
have been thinking about like watching Wonder Girl though. So hey, that's a step up, right?
Wonder Woman?
You mean Wonder Woman?
No, Wonder Girl.
Is it a porno that we need to know about? Link in the description below.
Link in the description below. www.github.com/fzxt/ stay with me or stay with me
/AI /notes.
/fzxt/ Niagara Kayak.
Watch.
Oh,
this
that's
one.
on mine. No, that
It
one's
just
on mine.
forwards
He's
to
just-
like Patrick's chess code.
Array loops. Patrick Deschwell. Bleep that. We'll bleep that name in post.
Yeah, because I totally
Okay.
do post all the time. That's
I think
something
this-
consistently do.
I think this is a good time to call it.
Wait, can I play this music? Can you probably can't hear this.
I can't hear it, but I'll play it on my computer. Just vibe out. Thanks everybody for coming here today. Let us
I totally made it, guys.
thanks Angelo for stopping in.
I
Thanks for
totally
stopping
knew
by.
this was happening.
Yeah, 100% guaranteed.
Angelo, can you say I'm Han Solo?
I am Han Solo.
And then
You guys
the
hear this?
and then the music starts. Yeah,
Yeah, I heard
can
that.
do that.
Hey, Justin McCarthy,
Yes.
would you like to play some PUBG?
I gotta go to bed.
I gotta go to bed too. Fuck off. Let's play PUBG.
Okay,
Okay.
one single round.
Can I play PUBG with you guys?
Sure.
Alright, everybody, thanks for stopping by.
Well, boy.
Bye.
Boy.